Cyberspace, the final frontier. These are the ramblings of the critic, the comic archivist. His continuing mission, to explore strange new comics, to seek out new comics and new comicizations, to boldly go where probably dozens, if not hundreds, have gone before. Hey, you already see the video title, so let's just dive right in. Warning, massive spoilers for Star Trek The Next Generation, Doctor Who Assimilations incoming. On with the show. Star Trek The Next Generation, Doctor Who Assimilation number 8. Worf, Rory, Amy, and fodder officers are at the engine room, hiding from the cyberborgs. Their mission is to sabotage the engines, so they sort of just run in and start shooting, hoping for the best. Well, they succeed. Although over with Picard, Data, and the Doctor, the sabotage sorts of gives them a bit of a problem, as all the cyberborgs between them and the command bridge awake to capture them. But before they can be taken to the bridge or killed or whatever, the Enterprise finally reaches the ship, dousing it with golden-fused particle beams, which clears the ship, at least for now, of the Cybermen, so the Doctor, Picard, and Data can reach the bridge. The Doctor gloats and mocks the Cyber Controller, while the Cyber Controller says that the Cybermen have won, and the Doctor can never trouble them again. How? Well, of course, the Cyber Controller gets up and starts trying to smash puny Time Lord. But he leaps into the arms of their friendly Borg drone and Data, giving the Doctor time to use the Cyber Controller's link to all the other Cybermen and the Borg Collective to re-upload the Borg Executive Library. Yay, we won! The Borg then set all Cybermen ships to self-destruct in 5 minutes. Don't worry, nothing of note actually happens here, as everyone gets back to the TARDIS relatively quickly. However, with the Cybermen now defeated, their friendly Borg drone begins to say that resistance is futile, and they will be assimilated. He actually tries to assimilate the TARDIS itself, but the heart of the TARDIS retreats into Data, and Data punches him liberally before Worf throws him into the time vortex. Once they all reach the ship, everyone gives a happy farewell and then leaves. Though the final panel of this whole thing is the Borg Collective now wanting to master time travel. Sadly though, that final panel, which was actually supposed to lead into a sequel where it was the Doctor on Deep Space Nine, and I would have fanboyed like 150% harder because of it, but once the Doctor Who license moved over to Titan Comics, that plan fell through. Though I'm hoping they'll see the benefits of an intercompany crossover, especially since DC is on that bandwagon hard lately. So anyways, that's the end of this whole glorious mess. So what do I think of the wrap-up? Well, the best way to describe this ending is knocking over dominoes. Hear me out, cause I may be making a new term. Domino endings are where the real story is following the setup, not the ending. When setting up a trail of dominoes, you can keep it simple, or you can have it be some sort of elaborate and exquisite ones you can view online or have done yourself at home. As soon as you start to knock them down, you already know that the ending will be them all knocked down, but the thrill in it is having set them up properly. The ending will just be satisfying without being super awesome. You'll talk about how that epic bridge you made worked perfectly, or that you were surprised that the House of Card trick worked to continue the combo, but never go, and the best part was batting cleanup. It's the journey, not the destination, is what I'm getting at. So it is a good wrap-up, but the real meat is pretty much every issue before this, basically. But what did I think of this series as a whole? Well, over on my other channel, I'll eventually have the Binging on Comic for this series up. Binging on Comics is where I discuss the whole story, event, or comics I covered on a comic a day. Link will be in description when it's up, or meander over to my main page where I have the past Binging on Comics for other completed stories, and many more shows. Also check out my other channel, ComicSins. Like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, and pledge us on Patreon, where you can choose the next A Comic a Day, or ComicSins, or pretty much anything. As always, stay golden, Inklings. And tomorrow, the man in black flees across the comics, and the Archivist plus a friend follows.
Star trekking across the universe.